Hello, my friends. Of course, the most pressing question today is the end of this war. With each passing day, Russian forces advance further, and stopping them seems impossible. No one wants to lose more towns and lives. Yet, yesterday, Ukraine continued striking Russian territory. Missile strikes were reported in the Kursk region, possibly using foreign missiles. Additionally, Ukrainian drones targeted oil transport infrastructure in the Bryansk region. Friends, what do you think? If high level peace talks were underway and Russia agreed to stop attacking Ukraine, why does Ukraine continue to strike Russia? There are two possible explanations. Either Ukraine isn't being included in the negotiations and decisions are being made without Ukraine's involvement, or no agreements exist and Russia is simply stockpiling missiles to launch a massive strike, something we've seen before. Share your thoughts in the comments. Now, the whole world and Ukraine are waiting for Donald Trump to deliver on his promises. Will things turn out as we hope? That's a big question because this could escalate in World War III. Putin isn't likely to wait for US weapons to arrive in Ukraine, especially since that can only happen after Trump's inauguration. Putin could start mobilizing his allies today to boost Russia's military arsenal. Right now, North Korea is actively assisting them. China is partially involved, and as far as I remember, Russia recently signed a comprehensive partnership agreement with Iran. This means more weapons from Iran will likely start flowing into Russia. Of course, this doesn't mean Russia will start winning quickly, but it does mean the war will drag on and the intensity of the fighting will increase. Both sides will only grow stronger and receive more weapons. For Ukraine, the ideal scenario would be a massive land lease program to decisively defeat Russia. However, how many years it would take is a huge question. In conclusion, one thing is clear: the war continues, and it's crucial to monitor the situation on the front lines because our soldiers are still defending Ukrainian land, sacrificing their lives in the process, and civilians in frontline zones are dying daily due to shelling. Knowing where Russian forces might move next is more important than ever. And today, it's clear that the Dnipropetrovsk region will be standing firm to defend its territory in the near future because intense activity continues in the Pokrovsk direction, where Russian forces are successfully expanding their foothold near Novooleksandrivka, aiming to advance into the Dnipropetrovsk region. So the situation here is critical. Russian troops have managed to break through and establish positions in the fields near the village of Kotlyne. They are also assaulting Novooleksandrivka to expand their control and prevent the Ukrainian forces from launching counterattacks. Russian forces are now near the highway with only 3 kilometers to the mines, and additionally, they have captured Novooleksandrivka, and battles are ongoing for Ukrainka, parts of which are now under Russian control. And the Russians have enough reserves to continue assaults on Dachinske, Lysivka, and areas near Myrnohrad, including the villages of Promень, Myrolubivka, and Vozdvizhenka. The situation remains dire with little improvement, and reports indicate new successes for Russian forces near Vozdvizhenka. There are growing issues east of Myrnohrad. The Russians have begun assaulting Vozdvizhenka. Currently, the northern part of the village remains under Ukrainian control, but Russian forces are applying significant pressure, attempting to cut off the supply route to Myrnohrad and Pokrovsk. Additionally, Ukrainian troops have been pushed out of Vovkove, and the Russians are advancing towards Kotlyne. In the direction of Kurakhove, Russian forces are assaulting Slovyanka and Dachne, attempting breakthroughs near Kurakhove. From the south, they are advancing in the area of the village of Konstantinopel and are assaulting the village itself. Shalin also continues, although there have been no significant changes in the past 24 hours in this area. In the area of Velika Novosilka, the situation is escalating with the potential loss of another major city in the near future. Russian forces are making significant advances gradually encircling Velika Novosilka. They are already pushing toward the village of Privilne, moving steadily closer to the borders of the Dnipropetrovsk region. Meanwhile, on the Zaporizhia front, Russian forces have temporarily halted offensive actions and no new assaults have been reported. For now, we are waiting to see how events unfold, but it appears that the Russians are accumulating reserves for future offensives. On the Kherson front, Russian forces continue their attempts to advance on the left bank near Oleshke, striving to move closer to Kherson. Similarly, attempts to break through in the area of Nova Kakhovka have been recorded, but so far, Ukrainian forces have successfully repelled all attacks and the front line remains unchanged. Now, moving to the Toretsk direction, Russian troops persist in assaulting the city's outskirts, aiming to fully capture Toretsk and advance toward Konstantinivka. However, over the past day, they haven't achieved any notable success, with the Ukrainian forces managing to repel all attacks to the best of their ability. In the Chasiv Yar direction, Russian forces continue the assaults on Stupochki, attempting to advance toward Chasiv Yar. However, they have made no progress and the situation has remained unchanged over the past day. In the Siversk direction, the Russians are attempting to fully capture Bilogorivka, launching attacks from two fronts simultaneously, yet they have also failed to achieve success here, with the Ukrainian forces successfully repelling all attacks. In the Lyman direction, Russian forces are already launching assaults across the water barrier on the village of Ivanivka. Additionally, fighting continues near the village of Terny and they are attempting to storm Yampolivka. While the situation is gradually deteriorating, there have been no changes over the past day and Ukrainian forces continue to repel all attacks. In the Borova direction, the Russians are assaulting Lozova, Zelený High, Першотравневе, and are advancing toward Novosergiyevka. Further south, they are attacking Grekivka and attempting a breakthrough from the village of Makiyevka. However, as before, Russian forces haven't achieved any successes here, despite their high level of offensive activity. In the Kupiansk direction, Russian forces are storming Kucherivka and Petropavlivka. They are attempting to approach Kupiansk as closely as possible, but they haven't made any progress and the front line remains unchanged. In the Kharkiv direction, there is no significant activity. Russian forces are not conducting new assaults and shelling has been minimal. Meanwhile, in Vovchansk, fighting continues unabated. Additionally, they have begun assaults near the village of Hatishe, attempting to cross to the other side of the river and establish positions in the forest. However, Ukrainian forces are successfully repelling these attacks and the front line remains stable. In the Kursk direction, Russian forces have once again increased the intensity of their assaults, attacking from all sides. However, there have been no changes to the front line, and Ukrainian forces continue to hold the line. If the reports of failed negotiations turn out to be true, we may see new offensives launched in entirely different directions. At this point, it's unclear whether reserve brigades under Sirsky's command are being held back for counteroffensive operations. For now, we can only wait to see how events unfold. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next year. Happy New Year. Bye bye.